I'd like to call to order the Dauphin County Board of Commissioners legislative meeting for Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. We'll begin with a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Want to acknowledge the passing of our longtime solicitor of the prison board, Frank Lavery, and just want to ask that during this moment of silence, we consider honoring him and the many decades of service to the county. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
We'll begin our meeting with public participation on agenda items only. Just a reminder, there's 3 minutes cap, and we are live streaming, and you'll need to say your name to begin. On any agenda items before us, is there any public comment? Seeing none, we'll move to the approval of minutes. Oh, sorry, was there somebody? Come on up. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Charlie Buckwalter. I was wondering about 27, Amendment number 15. Is this agreement any different from prior years with the MHADP agreement with Perform Care in relation to crisis intervention services?
You're asking if it's any different than previous years?
Yes.
I'm uncertain.
No, it is not.
I don't think there's any change.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else for public participation on agenda items only? All right, we'll move on to the approval of minutes. I just want to note that the final approval of minutes there, the October 8th salary board, we did not have a quorum for that, so there are no meeting minutes for that, so that will not need to be approved. Do I have a motion for the workshop and legislative meetings for October 1st and October 8th approval of the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Priest. Do we have a second? Seconded by Commissioner Hartwick. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Executive sessions held between meetings. Mr. Haggard.
Good morning. On Thursday, October 16th, an executive session was held to obtain the advice of legal counsel regarding health insurance open enrollment and employee benefits. On Wednesday, October 22nd, an executive session was held to obtain the advice of legal counsel regarding personnel matters, active or pending litigation, health insurance open enrollment and employee benefits, bond financing, and the county's budget.
Any questions of Mr. Haggerty? Hearing none, we'll move to directors and guests. Salary Board, Cassie Rashinsky. Morning.
The salary board and personnel packet are ready for approval. The only revision is the personnel packet, item 20 and 25.
What were the revisions?
Item 20 and 25 on the personnel packet.
What are the...
Item 20,
Yeah.
the benefits waiting period is.
Oh,
the
I see
voice
in
that
red.
was
Sorry,
added.
my apologies. I see them in red now.
And 25 is just a start date change.
Understood. So as the packet's reflected, it is prepared. It doesn't need revisions beyond this. Okay. And we have before us items A, B, C, and D for approval as well. Do I have a motion for prior to the personnel packet? We'll get a motion for the salary board items here, A, B, C, and D. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Controller Bateman. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Hartwick. Any discussion?
On items 7, prison, OUD, opioid use disorder program. My time limit is up. It says on the salary board packet, funding sources percent county. Under the how it's listed, it states that it is. So, obviously, I think this was a bit of.
Is your mic on?
Sorry. I'll start over. it appears that on the salary board request packet that there is a listing of a funding source of 100% county. However, it is listed on our legislative meeting docket as being grant funded. I think I remember that this is a part of an effort to find external monies through our opioid trust. And I just want to make sure it's very clear that this is a one-time position that was funded for, from my understanding, 1 year, and the derivative of the resources are the opioid trust monies. You shaking it? I'm getting it
That
from
is
the back.
that is
She's shaking
correct.
her head.
The agenda has this listed correctly
Yeah.
as grant funded.
Okay. Just want to make sure I clarified that. Thank you. And again, I want to make it also clear for the record, in the establishment of this position, this is not an annual position that has a sustainability plan. So far that I understand, it's only a 1 year grant opportunity that has been afforded by the board of the opioid trust. Yep. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Commissioner Hartwick for bringing that point up, because in the past, this board and prior boards have put forth grant dollars to pay for positions, but yet when those grant position dollars run out, the county is stuck with those positions to either keep, pay for out of taxpayer funds, or eliminate. So I appreciate you bringing that up in advance.
Is there any further discussion on the motion before us to approve items A, B, C, and D under the salary board? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. For the personnel packet, do we have a motion for the personnel packet?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Hartwick. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Commissioner Priest. Any discussion?
And just confirming everything within the personnel packet contained today is within the 2025 approved county budget.
Yes, according to the position justification form submitted by the departments. Yes.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Cassie. Budget and Finance Director, Chris Davis.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
I have no changes to the investment report that was sent out yesterday. There's also no changes to the purchase order packet that's ready for your approval.
Any questions of Mr. Davis before we take action on purchase order packet?
Yes, is everything listed within the PO packet covered under the 2025 budgeted numbers?
There's no items in this packet with any budgetary issues that
Thank you.
Do I have a motion for the purchase order packet?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Priest. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Hartwick. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Chief Clerk's report, Mr. Haggerty.
Good morning, Commissioners. There are several items on today's agenda for your consideration. We have 3 satisfaction pieces, 1 employee settlement, 1 legal services engagement letter, 3 presenter agreements, 1 workplace anti-harassment training agreement, 1 human resources agreement, 1 prison agreement, 1 solid waste and recycling agreement, 9 adoption agreements, 3 children and youth agreements, 3 mental health, autism, and developmental program agreements, and 1 human services agreement. Additionally, the Great American Outdoor Show item, which was tabled last week, remains in former business. That concludes my report, unless there are any questions.
Any questions of Mr. Haggard? I just have one question. Is item number 12 within the budget of that department? I just want to make sure that I'm accurate on that, the solid waste one.
Yeah, Kelly is here, and I can't see her behind the pole, I think.
You're welcome to come up. I just wanted to know if it's in the budget for.
It is not in the current budget. It will be in the next budget if approved, because it's not the event isn't until June 20th of 2026.
Oh, okay. So this is an advanced improvement for
Yes.
next year's budget.
Yes.
Okay.
So that we can get in the Chem Sweep program with the Department of Ag.
Understood. Okay. Any other questions of Mr. Haggerty?
My only follow-up question that would be, would this be preventative if we would table this? Again, we're having some serious discussions about all items related to expenditures and sort of committing us for future expenditures. The idea that, um, if this would prohibit us, and if you can come up here, Kelly, that'd be great. You just raised a question by answering one, which is usually the case. So if we would commit to this, we would then commit to a future event. But if we would not commit to this today, would we lose the state funding match? Tell me what the consequences of inaction would be.
And before you answer, could you state your name, your position, please?
Oh, yes. Kelly McGonnell, Director of Dauphin County's Department of Solid Waste Management. I can't answer that, honestly, but I would be able to go back today and email the Department of Ag and ask them that, because it is a requirement in the Chem Suite program that we use MXI Environmental, because that's the Department of Ag's contractor. And to get in the program, you must use them. And they only allow so many programs annually.
What would vetting this for a week put you in a precarious situation with continuing to move forward?
Absolutely not. That would be fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any other questions of Mr. Haggerty? Hearing none, we'll move on to Solicitor's Report. Mr. Owens.
Thank you, Commissioner. All matters requiring board action have been reviewed and approved by the Solicitor's Office. I do believe we're now tabling 12, and you're going to table the Great American Outdoor Show former business as well.
Okay. Any questions of Mr. Owens? We have 29 matters requiring board action before us on our matters requiring board action. Is there an interest in tabling item 12?
I would make a motion to table item 12 and table former business action 1. I would make that motion.
Okay, motion.
Those will have to be taken
separately because they're under separate headers.
Correct.
I'll second the motion to table item 12 for the purpose of 1 week to get the information requested.
So I have you're fine with amending your
I
motion
will
to 12?
have a friendly amendment to my motion at the advice of our chief clerk.
Okay, so the motion was made to table item 12 by Commissioner Hartwick. It was seconded by Commissioner Priest. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So we tabled item 12. We now have before us items 1 through 11 and 13 through 29. Do I have a motion for those items?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Hartwick. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Priest. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Former business. Now you can make your.
Is my motion in order, Mr. Haggard?
Yes, it is.
I would like to make a motion to table item 1 under former business.
Commissioner Hartwick has made a motion to table item 1. Is there a second? I'll second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
Motion carries. New business and commissioners' discussion and actions. I'll start with Commissioner Hartwick.
I'm going to just keep my comments focused on one specific topic today, and that's the impact of the federal and state budget on human services. Dauphin County continues to explore every possible measure to alleviate the burden that the ongoing state and federal budget impasse is placed on county government operations and ultimately our taxpayers. We have held discussions with the board about implementing an immediate hiring freeze across all human service agencies until the state budget is resolved. This is not a decision we take lightly, but it reflects the serious fiscal strain caused by the Commonwealth's failure to act. Across Pennsylvania, counties are being forced into drastic measures. Some have already begun to lay off entire departments. This is not a direction I believe that is prudent for Dauphin County. Once those employees are lost, we know how difficult and costly it would be to rebuild our workforce once this crisis ends. We may not even be able to rebuild a workforce once the crisis ends. It sounds like we take the job of serving our residents and those in critical need in human services, mental health, children and youth more seriously than state agencies because we know how valuable those services are for the protection of our individuals. Instead, we are carefully examining every expenditure that impacts our county general fund. We are preparing a list of non-essential services that may be temporarily reduced or suspended. While these decisions will not place lives at risk, they will have significant impacts on residents who rely on these services every day. We do not make these choices by preference. Let me reiterate this. We do not make these choices by preference. We make them out of necessity. The state's ongoing failure to fulfill its most basic responsibilities has forced counties like ours into impossible positions. Until budget is passed on both the federal and state level, we will continue to act prudently, protect our core missions, and fight to safeguard the taxpayers and vulnerable residents we serve. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Hartwick. Commissioner Priest.
Yeah, I echo those comments by Commissioner Hartwick and thank him for taking the lead in that role, having served in the capacity of oversight of our human services for 23 of the past 24 years. So thank you for that good work that you're doing on our behalf. I just want to give a special shout out to Bonnie Kent and Floyd Stokes. I had the opportunity Saturday to represent the board up at the Northern Dauphin Human Services Center for their fall festival. It was packed with kids from around the community. Thank you to the students from the MS Hershey Penn State Medical Center who were up there volunteering their time. It was great to get up there and read a book to the kids. I know Matt Krupp and Jim Zugay also attended the event as well. And then yesterday, Commissioner Hartwick and I were at Lanker Park in West Hanover Township for this new setup there. It's the first county park within the county where they placed an AED. And I got to give a special thank you to Carly Furlow for bringing this to our attention. She met with the supervisors from West Hanover Township and other elected officials to get their support. And the first AED at a Dauphin County park was placed into service yesterday at West Hanover Township. And we're very pleased with that. And her plans are to have these AEDs throughout all Dauphin County parks by the end of 2027. So it's a pretty remarkable thing. And it just goes to show that when one county resident decides to take on an initiative and work with the local municipalities, anything can happen. And lives are going to be saved by Carly Furlow and her initiative.
Thank you, Mr. Priest. Commissioner Priest. On Friday, I was able to go to the Harrisburg Tool Library for kind of a soft opening and gathering of tools. People could donate tools. If you're not familiar, in Midtown, they're opening a tool library, which I think is a great opportunity for the residents to be able to check out tools as opposed to buy them. Really cool opportunity there in Midtown. They're not open quite yet, but they'll be opening soon, and I look forward to seeing them continue to gain in reach and success. Also this week, VHH had their annual meeting and annual report, and just wanted to share some of the numbers from that. $2.73 billion in direct spend from visitors to Dauphin County. $288.7 million generated in state and local taxes. 27,570 jobs supported here in the county. And then finally, the total economic impact in Dauphin County generated by tourism was $4.37 billion. So really great year, and excited to see the direction of VHH and where they're headed. Also, yesterday I had the opportunity to help break ground for the Harristown Coronet Park. It's just right across the street here in Market Square. Downtown, it's going to be a 3,000 square foot park that's going to host events and be a great space, I think, for people to gather here. And certainly, hopefully, many of our employees here at the downtown complex, whether they're in the courts or in the admin building, it's right across the street there next to where the Denim Coffee will be going in. And Harristown's been doing a lot of great development in downtown, and their commitment to downtown is really exciting to see. Finally, yesterday, I got to go up to Northern Dauphin to our Human Services Center, ran into Bonnie as well before spending a few hours with the Central PA Food Bank, delivering food boxes to houses, going out and delivering. Grateful for Central PA Food Bank and all the work that they're doing. And certainly amid the challenges, they're seeing an increased uptick of people in need. Obviously, with some of the SNAP funding coming to an end soon, they're really concerned about what that's going to mean for the needs that they have. They told me they're there's a lot of need right now, and the need only continues to grow, and the access to food can be challenging. And so, make sure you're out there supporting your local food banks. If you have, if you go grocery shopping, and you have the means to grab a little extra and drop it by your food bank, please do that. If you have the means to donate to your local food bank, please consider a reoccurring donation, because right now there's a lot of food insecurity, and great opportunity to serve the community in that capacity. With that, correspondence will be handled by the Chief Clerk's Office and disseminated as needed. We'll move on to public participation. Just a reminder, it is a 3-minute cap, and you'll need to state your name. Even though I will call your name, you'll need to state your name when you come up to the microphone. Your time will start, and you'll have 3 minutes. We'll begin with Heather Stevens.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, my name's Heather Stevens. I would like it if you could imagine for a moment that you wake up early, you shower, you shave, you put your suit on, you drive to your office, you work hard, and at the end of the week, you expect to receive a paycheck. And now imagine that boss suddenly stops paying you. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, and you call your boss in the payroll department multiple times. You may get passed around, maybe you're met with excuses, and eventually your calls are flat out ignored. Financial instability is a real stressor, and I'm here to hold Dauphin County Domestic Relations Office accountable. I'm a single mom to a beautiful 6-year-old girl. I work full-time for state government, I'm a homeowner, and I've been a resident of Dauphin County for the past 15 years. My child support payer has the money to pay his court-ordered support. He just refuses to, unless he's forced. He's a physician, maintaining steady employment, earning several $100,000s a year. People from the outside looking in think this is such an easy problem to fix, that he can just face serious consequences like having his wages garnished, intercepting his tax returns, suspending his license, suspending his medical license, reporting his defaults to credit agencies. But nothing happens if domestic relations ignores your phone calls, your emails. It's the domestic relations office that is supposed to put things in motion, and I'm here to tell you that they do not. First, I've been passed around to 26 different officers within 6 years, and between them all, there is no consistency regarding office policies and procedures. There is consistent failure to enforce court-ordered support, even in instances where non-compliance is well documented. There is chronic lack of communication with staffing, failing to return calls, emails, letters, and provide any kind of meaningful update. The administration disarray delays resolution and leaves families in limbo. I have spoken with Sheila Britt, Director of the Domestic Relations Office, numerous times in hopes that my concerns will be treated fairly, only to be met with grossly unprofessional conduct and hostile behavior toward the very individuals her office is meant to serve. In addition to her long-standing failure to manage her office competently, resulting in missed enforcement actions, delays, and widespread disorganization, Ms. Britt has personally made rude, dismissive, and inappropriate comments to me and others involved in active domestic relation cases. Her comments have not only been disrespectful, but blatantly unprofessional, including speaking in a condescending tone when asked legitimate questions. I'll try to hurry. Refusing to answer inquiries with clarity, and then implying incompetence on the part of the person asking. She's even made snide, sarcastic, flippant remarks in situations that call for compassion and professionalism. Specifically, she's called my concerns imaginary unicorns. She demonstrates a clear lack of patience and courtesy, especially for individuals under stress or emotional strain.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but the 3 minutes is expired.
Okay, I have just 2 requests.
I'm fine with, as one board member, with her continuing the statement as long as it's closed up shortly.
Okay.
I'll grant the same.
Okay, great.
Please continue.
We are being failed by a system that is supposed to protect us, and I'm leaving here with 2 requests today. I'm formally requesting that your office initiate a full review of Ms. Britt's conduct, including an examination of any other complaints submitted by members of the public or staff. Her continued presence in this role is an obstacle to justice and an insult to people who rely on this office for essential services. Additionally, I want somebody to call me by the end of the day and tell me an exact date when my child support money will be deposited into my account. This isn't alimony we're talking about. This is the money a 6-year-old little girl needs to depend on for private school tuition and necessities. Right now, she's at risk of being pulled from her school and getting sent to Harrisburg City Public Schools, which is not a good fit. I would be happy to share any further details regarding my situation. I unfortunately don't think I'm alone in this. And my voice can't be ignored anymore. So thank you for your time. I'll be leaving my phone number and my contact information with someone.
Can you please leave it with our chief clerk?
Absolutely.
Mr. Haggerty can speak with you after
Okay.
the meeting.
Thank
you so
you.
much. Next up, Gene Stilt.
Gene Still, Fishing Creek Valley. Today is the continuation of the short presentations I've been giving here for months. Today I'm giving you the calculations that the 2013 evacuation plan was based on. It utilized the 2010 census for its baseline. I would ask that you review the 2013 document and see if the plan has been updated since the time based on the 2020 census. That may have not happened because the plan closed in 2019. But if the plan was based on the 2020 census, numbers must have changed and new calculations must have been made. If there was not, then I am sure the new plan that is being worked on now by the Constellation contractors and subcontractors will present the current picture as they see it. Earlier this year, Constellation said they would have it ready by December. We will see if that holds true. That timeline is 40 days away to the beginning of December, or 60 days away if they want to give it to us by Christmas. Citizens should look at the new plan in a new way. Basically, any plan should be referred to as, instead of evacuation plan, corporate marching orders. When something happens, this is what you should do, and how many minutes you have to do it, and you must travel this way. And you don't know when you can come back. Well, there you have it in front of you, the old plan, but it gives you some approximate facts, figures. There's times, distances, and roads and locations, etc. The new one will have similar categories for the getaway times. What the old plan lacks, and a new plan will also lack, are the very crucial facts about, guess what? The return times. That is accident dependent, as folks know here. Yeah, as folks here know. If something happens, a whole new study will determine when and if folks can return. Also, the old plan, like the new one, stops at the 10-mile limit. And as we all know, radiation knows exactly where that is. It is an amazing feature of radiation that no matter how hard the wind blows on the day of any accident, the 10-mile limit is respected by any and all radiation releases. So enjoy the old plan, read it, critique it, the new plan, because you have are the experts in evacuation planning. Please look at it with the crucial thing in mind, common sense. By the way, I have one important fact from inside the so-called evacuation zone, which is in your latest publication, Life in Dauphin County. Penn State Children's Hospital, the region's only children's hospital, and the only level 1 pediatric trauma center, consists of more than 150 pediatric medical and surgical specialists, renowned disciplines such as cancer, cardiology, and critical care. The neonatal intensive care unit is the only fully equipped staffed and academic level 3C NICU, neonatal intensive care unit, between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. No one has the right to give the Children's Hospital any corporate marching orders, especially the shareholders of Constellation and Microsoft. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Gene.
Thank you, Gene. Next up, Louis Butts.
Morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here.
Excuse me, sir. Could you please state your name for the record?
Louis Butts. Thank you. Plants are closing. Steel Mill has shut down. Harrisburg Dairy has shut down. These are staples in central Pennsylvania that we have to replace. If we don't replace these superstructures that create lots of jobs for men to do, we're not going to be able to be heads of households, and the trickle down effect will go into chaos and more frustrations by men. And then eventually we'll have troops coming in to Harrisburg to keep us at bay. Now, it's vital that us leaders bring superstructures in so that we can build, so we can pour concrete, so we can make steel and make jobs so that we can feed our families. Um, in the coming weeks, I'll be bringing a couple superstructure proposals for the commissioners as well as other leaders to chime in so we can soften some of these turmoils and the things that are going on presently. We should be able to learn from the pandemic and situations like this of the vital jobs that we need in central Pennsylvania. We should learn from these events. If we don't learn from these events, it's going to happen again more recently. It's going to, between the time, the span is going to shorten between these extreme situations in our community. We must, it's imperative that we think about superstructures in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to create revenue. If nobody's talking about creating revenue, we've got a problem. I'm sorry. I don't want to be the only one coming up here saying that we have to do these things. Timing's of the essence. I don't know how we're going to get out from underneath the 8 ball as a county, as a state, as a federal government if we don't establish these superstructures so we can create revenue. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing, that you're trying to do, and that you hope to do. But we need to be unified and synchronized to get this done. I appreciate it. Now I'll be sending a proposal to Eric, and I'll come next week. It might take 5 or 10 minutes, but I'll keep it under reasonable time.
Under 3 minutes?
Might be a little bit more than that, but I'll come to you, Mr. Haggerty. I appreciate it. I appreciate
Thank you, Mr. Betts.
Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Moved by Commissioner Priest, seconded by Commissioner Hartwick. All in favor? Aye. We're adjourned.